Well, hey guys, what is going on out there today? What's up? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com, with another episode of 7 Around 7. Happy Monday morning to you guys. And wow, drop dead gorgeous day out here in the California desert, Southern California. Rancho Mirage, the Mission Hills Country Club, Wimbledon Drive, 92270. And hope you guys are having, as I said before, having a great day wherever you are. We're here in the desert for just one more week, and then we're heading out. We're heading out a week from tomorrow, June 1st, up to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and we'll be there for about 5 months. And then we'll be back in the desert around the first week in November. We might come back once during the summer, just kind of checking the place and make sure that we don't ever forget what 118 during the day is like, and 99 at night is like. We'll probably come back and spend a couple days. Anyway, so look, let's talk about a couple things. Number one, if you want to support 7 Around 7, that would be cool. Just go ahead and down below in the description area, there's a link that will take you over to webtennisgear.com, where you can pick up a t-shirt or more. And when you do, I'm going to give you one of my $97 stroke technique courses. There's 7 that you can choose from. Yeah, that would be awesome. Right down below in the description area, webtennisgear.com. Pick up a t-shirt or two, different styles, different colors, different sizes, obviously, men's and women's. And there you have it. Guys, what I've got for you today is just a short message. I want to keep this one short today, get you out and about, get you going. But return to serve, and especially in doubles, where you've got, in theory, when you're going back cross court, you've got a narrow lane, right? You've got obviously a lot more confined space that you can hit into as opposed to singles. And one of the things that you've got to make sure that you do is that you react to the direction of the incoming serve, either to your right or either to your left, or maybe it's right at you, but you've got to instantly make a commitment with a full shoulder turn so that you can swing back in the direction that you want to go, which is typically cross court. Way too often, what I used to do is I just wouldn't get a full enough turn, right? I'd get maybe halfway turned, and then the swing path, my natural swing path to go back cross court, I'd have to kind of fiddle with it, right? It just wasn't really, it wasn't natural. So here's what's kind of worked for me. And again, as I've always told you guys, what I offer you are things that have either worked for me, have not worked for me, and they are options for you to consider in your own game. Don't ever get pigeonholed into someone telling you, well, there's only one way to do this thing, especially on the return to serve in doubles. But one of the fundamentals of the return is that you got to get sideways to the ball, right? You got to get sideways to your target, which if you're going to go cross court, it's got to happen like that. So here's what I don't think about. I don't think about racket back, right? Because you can actually, like from this position, if you're looking yours truly right here, I could, without turning my shoulders, on my forehand, I could stick my racket back, right? But my natural swing path in that alignment would not go back cross court. So what I think about is I got to turn my shoulders. When I say turn, I got to turn the shoulders, and I trust that if I get my shoulders turned, my racket's going to be in the proper position to swing in the direction that I want it to naturally go in, right? So how do you turn the shoulders quickly? Well, one of the problems that we create is with our hands. We get way too much grip tension, especially if we've got someone, server's partner up there, up at net, who's pretty darn active. Either they're doing a lot of fake poaching, or maybe they're poaching often enough. But what happens is it does create tension, creates perceived tension, and we end up kind of gripping the racket too tightly. And once you get too tight in that grip, as that toss goes up from the server, your ability to quickly get a full turn, you might get a little bit of a turn, but you're not going to get a full 100% turn if the serve's coming to your right or to your left or even coming directly at you. So make sure. And if you think about it, when's the one time when we might have to firm up the grip a little bit? It's right at contact, right? Do you need any grip tension prior to contact? No, you don't. In fact, if you do want to make a slight grip change from your natural ready position, I mean, for me in this ready position right here, I'm in a continental grip. That's my standard ready position grip. And it might be different from you. Again, that's what I use. It works for me. Might not work for you. But the key is that if I'm going to make a slight grip change, is that if I've got too much grip tension, never going to get out of that ready position grip, right? So you got to keep your hands relaxed, number one. And then number two, as soon as you see the direction of the incoming serve, you've got with those soft hands, you've got to make sure that you get your shoulders to turn and don't be thinking just simply rack it back. And then for me, once I've gotten the full 100% shoulder turn, and then for me, it's just what's the timing of contact, right? And so that I'm not distracted by anything out there in the landscape. I'm not distracted by that server's partner, right? I'm not distracted by, I don't know, the server or something else. But all I'm thinking about is from this position of being 100% turned with the shoulders. I'm trusting the racket's ready. Is I'm just thinking, when's the timing that I'm going to make contact with that serve? And then the below part for me is to just literally just exhale. And I don't really I don't grunt, because grunting to me is like an in, right? It's like an in breath. Grunting sometimes can be an in. I mean, grunting could be an out breath. But for me, if I grunt, I tend to pull it in. I get tight. I get tense. And that's not what I want. I want to blow out, right? I want to. And for me, that relaxes my body, relaxes the swing. I don't tense up right prior to contact. And I'm blowing right through the moment of contact. So look, if you will do those three things, number one is going to be soft hands in the ready position. Soft hands so that you can turn, get into a full shoulder turn in response to the direction of that incoming serve, right? The other thing too, if you think about tense hands, not only do you not turn, but your feet get a little bit locked up. So if you've got to create any kind of adjustment to the spacing of that incoming serve, and look, let's be honest, probably 90% of the time, you need to adjust your feet slightly to the path of that incoming serve so that you've got the right spatial distance away when you make contact, right? Occasionally, they serve it just to the perfect honeypot spot, forehand or backhand. There's nothing you got to do other than just, make sure that you time it. I mean, make sure that you turn and time it. But assuming that you've got to have a little footwork and knowing that you've got to have a full shoulder turn, number one is going to be soft hands. Number two, again, is going to be a full turn from the shoulders, not thinking racket back, from the shoulders. And then the third thing is blow out right at the moment of contact. I like to do it a hair before, so I'm doing it through the ball, right? And typically if I do that, obviously nothing in this game is a full-blown guarantee. But for me, when I do that, I give myself the best chance to be able to play the shot that I want. Could be a drive, could be a slice, could be a lob, right? Could be if I've got a server that's staying back for some reason, maybe it's a little approach dropper, but I'm still going with those three fundamentals. Guys, just like I just said, nothing is a guarantee. I don't know why, but it's not. And way too often I find players are asking me, well, Brent, what is the formula? And I'm telling you, well, these are the three steps I just told you in the return of serve, but it's not a formula like a mathematical formula that 1 + 1 = 2 each and every frickin' time. It just doesn't work that way. And again, I don't know why, but it doesn't. So that when you go with the turn from the shoulders and you blow out through contact, might you miss a return? Yeah, you might. But then it comes, well, what else am I going to do? Right? Are you going to go back and try to, I mean, maybe there was a little minor adjustment you can make. Maybe you just thought, man, I'm just going to get this return just inside that double sideline over there, and you missed it wide. All right, well, you can simply adjust your target. But in terms of going, well, now I got to do a different technique, that's just insanity. That is the definition of insanity to me, which is, I guess the old definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? But in this case here, it's constantly trying to tinker with little different parts of technique. And the more you do that, the less you trust it. And so I think what you'll eventually come to believe is that if you stay with these three simple fundamentals on your return, soft hands, turn the shoulders, blow right out through contact, is that you'll hit enough returns in serve, in play, the way that you want to, so that you build a really solid base of foundation when you're returning serve, and especially in doubles when you've got, a much more narrow lane to be able to return serve back into, as opposed to singles. And that's really what it gets down to, especially, when we get down to an important point, later in the set or later in the match, you want to have that confidence, right? That look, the chances are 9 out of 10 that I've been working on these three fundamentals. I've been practicing them, and you trust them. You simply trust it. Now, are you going to miss one occasionally at a big time? Yeah, you are. And that's just life in the fast lane, man, in this game of tennis. And you got to be like, you got to be like that. You got to be like that hitter, that baseball hitter, who the guys who make a gazillion dollars a year in their career don't get a base hit about 7 out of 10 times. They're failing all the time. Yet, right? For some reason, if you're hitting 300, if you're a 300 hitter, not that we want to be a 300 hitter in returning serve, but you got to be able to just forget it and not get pissed and just let it wash away and just continue to trust that if you keep doing those fundamentals, that the chances are definitely in your favor. Guys, I want to hear from you right here. I want to read what's going on with today's topic. And so right down below in the comments area, leave me a comment, leave me a question, whatever's on your mind. Maybe there's something else in your game that you want a little help with. Would love to read and respond to you in the comments area. You can certainly direct message me at Facebook and or shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Would love for you to like any of the videos, any of the 7 Around videos. Certainly share them. Just click all those little buttons all over the place if you're over on YouTube. Maybe there's something on Facebook you can do as well in terms of a like and a share. That would be awesome. I would really appreciate it. Obviously, it's free to do that. If you don't love the stuff, then all right, you don't love the stuff. But if you do, that really helps me get a better reach to more tennis players out there, which is, we know, we all need some help from time to time. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I got to get out. Get these dogs out. Mai's been playing a pickleball tournament in Las Vegas. Coming home today, so I've had dog duty for a few days, but we got to get our little early morning romp out in the desert, get them some exercise, so that's where I'm heading right now. Guys, that's it. It is time for all of us, each one of us. We got to get out there. We got to get out there. We got to help another human being have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again next time.